Welcome back to the JSFL Week 9 in the JSFL season. We have the 1-7 New York Businessmen heading to the 4-4 Houston Enforcers, coming off their first win of the season last week with new starting quarterback Henry Gurnett. But they have a new face of on a 2-win streak right now, Houston Enforcers. We'll see what team comes out in the end with this one. Last and our other 1 p.m. game, which I already recorded, it was a great ending to that game, so I'd go watch that one. That was great. But we're here in Houston, so we'll see which team can come out with this. Both teams having a little hype around them, being lower seeded teams, but both having some hype. So we'll see which one can continue that hype. The Businessmen coming here with the best defense in the league, and the best rated defense in the league, and the Enforcers come with the 6th, but offensively, the Enforcers with the hand up being the 8th best offense, and the Businessmen being the 10th. Here comes the Enforcers, as they're hoping to keep that win streak going to go to 3. Alan Bass is the return man, but we're not going to be looking at that right now. As we go to our first key moment in this game, which will be all the way. We're skipping some third downs. Not until the second half, I decided. We don't do third downs until second half. Red zone alert. Our first red zone alert with 1:56 left in the game. 1:56 left in the first quarter. Henry Gurnett is leading this team down, and that's a 5. Here's a run with Travai, and that's an end zone touchdown. New York Businessmen. Dominic Travai for his touchdowns on the season. That is number 2. So him and Flats both have 2 rushing touchdowns now on the season. As we go to our next moments. Another red zone alert by the New York Businessmen. That was really quick. Something must have happened really quickly. Because now they are at the 10 and looking to push us out by 2 scores. This team is looking to have possibly a playoff run in the East because the division's up for the taking right now. So, and they think the people of New York think Henry Gurnett can take them to the promised land. But they have to take on this Houston team, which has a little hype around them too. It's starting to get better and better hype each week, with Carl White trying to play a little better now. We'll see if Gurnett can get this first and 10 into the end zone. Gurnett on first down, scrambling out of the pocket, and they're going to call that, they're going to call that not a sack, but a rush. As they go for the quarterback draw on that one, but stuffed up by the defense. Gurnett has made this New York defense a little more different of a scheme than Carroll's, because Carroll's was an older guy. Now they have Gurnett, who's young and has some legs on him. So 2nd and 11 now. See what this offense does. Gurnett trying to scramble out of the pocket. He does. Gets it to the 1 and stopped at the 1. How did they not call that in? But they called a 1st and goal as he must have went over the first down line. DeAndre Shoemaker tackles him barely before he gets into that end zone. I think he was still in that end zone. But Gurnett cannot get his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, and he stopped at the 1. I think that ball went over. Yeah, if you see there, I think the knees weren't down before the ball traveled across the plane. It's a 1st and goal at the 1, so there's plenty of time to get that ball in the end zone for the Businessmen. 1st and goal at the 1. This Gurnett giving it to the fullback, and that's into the end zone. Touchdown, New York. Hall, his first touchdown of the season. He only had 1 yard before this game, and there's a touchdown for the big fullback. Also a wide receiver in the lower ranks of their class. Now we go to our next moment as the Businessmen up by 14 as they have an early lead here in Houston. Skip it because it's not the second half yet. Now we go second half, so we have third down moments. Third down at the 31 for the Businessmen. 3rd and 1. They are up 17-9 right now, so they've only let the Enforcers score field goals. Come here late in the 3rd quarter. As the Businessmen trying to squeeze out a second win of the season to contest with those Charlotte Bats. Haven't scored since we saw them last in the red zone. Besides, haven't scored a touchdown since we saw them in the red zone. They do call here on 3rd and 1. Might not even be a play call for the quarter, but I'm thinking they might do one quick. No, they're going to let third quarter run out, and it's the end of third. We have only 1 quarter left to play as the Businessmen lead by 8. So 1-score game is close here in Houston. Houston not able to find their way to the red zone yet, though. So the defense has been playing. Houston with the most sacks in the league, so they're going to try to get to the quarterback on this play. If they do go for pass. 3rd and 1. Gurnett gets down. Reed on the play. You saw the safety coming in for the blitz, and that's exactly what happened there. Gurnett barely had time to think. No one was blocking the safety on that play. And John Reed comes down in there, and that's 4th down. Gurnett almost had it off, but just couldn't. Field goal is missed. Now it's the 3rd down for the Houston Enforcers. They're at the 40-yard line and now looking to make a drive of their own, but it's 3rd and 10. And the New York defense has played good all year. Houston really wants to go over the 500 mark for the first time this season, but they need to get some plays happening here in the 4th quarter. Carl White now is going to try to look for a way to get them past on this 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Carl White looking downfield. This one is caught. At the 11-yard line, he'll be taken down, and that's the first red zone trip of the day. That one, all the way to the 1170 passing yards now, or maybe I was rushing, I don't know. But he must have broke his man. And that goes all the way down there. Safety didn't see it right away, and I think that's the tight end, Rudy Brook. I want to see who that is quick. Yes, that was Rudy Brook, the big tight end. And now we go to the next key moment, which is the next play at the 11. It's Eddie Tide, one of the best free safeties in the league, in my opinion. Just got played on by a tight end. A little over 8 minutes left to go in this 4th quarter. Last quarter of action unless they go into overtime, but Enforcers need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie this game. First and 10. It's been a really heavy pass offense for the Enforcers today. First and 10, White. Throwing. This one struck right down in the middle. At the 2-yard line they are, as it's a 2nd and 1 now. Nice patch there to Carl White to Bobby Murphy. He's had 74 yards today. Kevin Trolls, the 3rd-string corner, to get him down. A little help in the safety with him, but he initially gets the tackle. And Antoine was there to help him. 2nd and 1 at the 2. It's a prime. The Enforcers got to score quick, and they got to, well, not, they got to score now if they want to. Who knows if they got a chance like this again. Carl White. Throwing wide open, end zone, touchdown, Huston Enforcers. There's the touchdown, but can they get the 2-point conversion? Don't know who where the linebackers were or where the safety was, but that was a wide open receiver in the end zone. Because that was Vaughn Peters, the number 1 wide out for Enforcers. Looks like he might have been playing slot that game. Or that play. Now they get the 2-point conversion. And we have a 3rd down for the Businessmen at the 43. So big 3rd down here. Can the Houston Enforcers hold them? Or will the Businessmen have another drive maybe upon them? If they get this 1st down, field goal range is a possibility. It might be now, but it would be a long field goal. There's only 4 minutes left to go in this game. We're tied here. This game is as close as anybody could have thought. Your net now on 3rd and 2. What does the Businessmen offense do? It's a run. Up the middle, he's stopped down. Nowhere for Dominic Travi to go on that play. And it's a 4th down for this New York Businessmen team. Newton Fitch to stop that one. One of the best defensive ends in the league. And the field goal is no good. So now, we get to watch this Houston Enforcer drive at the 20. Great game here so far, and the Houston Enforcers trying to put them in the lead at their home stadium. The Businessmen think they have their star QB to take them to the playoffs, but now their defense, the number 1 in the league right now, needs to help them out a bit. This Enforcers offense got a touchdown last time. Can they do the same? White hands it off. Norris. Hugging to the 23. He's almost at the 50-yard mark of the game. 2nd and 7 is Gregors. The DT gets the tackle. 2nd and 7 now. As White in the office might take this down to the 2-minute warning. They call play. This one, another round for Norris. Norris up the middle. Gets it to the 25. Now it's a 3rd and 5 situation for the Enforcers. You don't want to punt from this far back because that might give the Businessmen position to finish you off. So it's a big, crucial 35 here for the Enforcers. White. Looking, throwing. That one's incomplete, and it's 4th down. 3 interceptions for White. I just looked at that, and oh my gosh. This defense has been all over him, I guess. He was doing so good not throwing interceptions for 2 games, but I guess he's thrown 3 today. Now the punt team for the Enforcers is out. This one is away, and the Businessmen have a chance to finish off the Enforcers now at their home stadium. So it goes from the Enforcers 25 to the Businessmen 25, and we'll see what Henry Gurnett can do in a 2-minute warning situation. Here's the chance for the quarterback that has only played one game before this to see what he can do. He's up to 25, and his team is tied, and they do not want to go in overtime with the Enforcers. They want to get this game done here and now. Now in 1st and 10, let's see what the Businessmen call. Gurnett looking to throw. Throws a nice little short pass to the 30, trying to strip that ball, but it is complete, and it will see a 2nd and 2. Gurnett's been limited to throwing the ball today, but he gets the job done so far. No 2nd and 2, no huddle. They know there's urgency in this warning. Gurnett, 2nd and 2, throws this one, that's caught. Trying to turn up field, and he gets it up to the 45. Gurnett now with 151 passing yards in the day. Platts was the one with the reception of his first of the day. And you Elijah Shackelford gets the tackle. Hey, let's go, get set. 1st and 10 now for the Businessmen. Gurnett, pocket collapsing. He's going to go down. Olin Clemens, the right outside linebacker, to bring him down. That's their 7th sack of the night. Of the game, my bad. It's only one. They've been all over. They're not using a single timeout yet. 2nd and 12. Businessmen. Gurnett. Throwing. That one's incomplete. Maybe nerves getting to the quarterback a bit here. Need to get to the 37-yard line for their kicker to have some range. Plenty of yards still to go, and time kind of ticking down on them. Still 3 timeouts. So, at least 4 plays you would think. 3 plays you would think to get them to field goal range. So they need to have 3 plays probably in their pocket, but see what they do here. 3rd and 12. Big play here. They're going to run the ball. They might just want to take this one to overtime, but you give the Enforcers a chance here. This one probably going to go into overtime, folks. Now the punt team trying to send this one deep. It will that go into the end zone? No, at the 1. So if the Businessmen can get a safety here, that would be the game. Kicker also needs to get to the 37-yard line, but we'll see what happens here. Oh, so we're going to overtime. Let's skip. Wait, I didn't want to skip that far. But the Enforcers get a touchdown. And that's the game. The Businessmen go 1-8 now, losing again. But the Enforcers, their first time, are over the 500 mark. They are 5-4. So maybe the Enforcers trying to make a charge for that playoff. And for the Businessmen, still plenty of time to catch up in the East, but that one's going to hurt. But for the Enforcers, the win streak continues as they go for a 3-win streak now. Going from 2-4 to 5-4. And that was a good game, but I will see you at 4:15 for our next game, which is going to be the Minneapolis Fishers that are 3-5 against the 6-2 LA Earthquake.